Hey guys, what is up today? This is Dalsu with Dalsu Plays. We're on episode number 9 of our Duskers playthrough, and man, I'm telling you, I'm having a good time with this. This game is pretty sweet. Now, I have to say I wouldn't call myself a masterful player so far. We've had some bumbles, some fumbles, some pitfalls, but we're pulling ourselves together now, and we're starting to get a grip on things, I think. Finally, at long last. We have just now moved to a new system in our galaxy, as you can see here. We moved from here up to here in the last video, and we're now faced with a new system to explore. Also, I just realized something as I was poking around. I have the ability to create new modules, a gatherer or a generator. Now, I don't want to spend my very limited scrap on these. In fact, I couldn't afford to. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. In fact, I couldn't afford to get either of these as I only have 6 scrap. But what I am going to spend my scrap on, and I hope this doesn't come as too much of a surprise to you, but these lures. I have been getting a lot of really good use out of these lures, especially on my ship that can now teleport. So he just teleports into the room with the defense, drops a lure, and then teleports back out, and I open the doors, and the enemies come in, and I turn on the defense, and it's working pretty well. It's a pretty effective system, so I'm going to keep rocking with what works. Don't try to fix it. And I'm going to just get 3 for right now, which will give me a total of 4, and that's 2 scrap. So now we're down to 4 scrap. I'm hoping that this next mission pays off big, because we are in a salvage yard of some kind. So I'm thinking that this might be the big score that I've been waiting for. Let's take a look at our ship configuration. We did find this transporter. Now, I'm not sure how this works. I'm assuming it's kind of a ship-boarded teleportation system. But we're probably not going to equip that. We're going to stay with the ship surveyor and the remote power. The ship surveyor doesn't necessarily come in that handy. I think you have to be at an interface first, and then it just tells you like the shape of the rooms. I suppose that might be helpful later when you're on very big levels and you don't know what's going on. But we'll keep it for now just because there's nothing else that seems, real appealing. And we're going to go ahead and board this first ship. Now, we did forget our first ship on the last system. We forgot to board it, which was a huge blunder and probably cost us 10 scrap or whatever. Well, who knows? We could have died on the level. But anyway, I'll quit running my mouth here and just jump right in. We still have Aaron on board, although he usually stays in the ship. He's just there for space. Sorry, Aaron. But we are bringing you on the team. Alright, so we've got a scanning that is inconclusive on this one. We have 2 enemies, it looks like, and a hull integrity of medium. On the last video, we did not encounter radiation, although the hull integrity was medium. But on the video before that, we did, and the hull integrity was medium. Name is Swift Killer, Salvage B, Intelligence 5-5. Okay, the logs are corrupted. Alright, it looks like we do start off with quite a bit of information about our ship here. It looks like this room is full of scrap and a disabled drone. So I want to get here for sure. I'm assuming that the enemy is probably there too. So can we do a survey, like ship surveyor survey? Yeah, I'm not sure that is able to be used right now for whatever reason. So we'll go ahead and start the mission with our scanner, Corey. He'll pop right in here, scan the room. Looks like we have a power inlet and an access terminal. An access terminal here is freaking fantastic in my opinion, because I'm going to go straight for that, scan the ship, turn on the defenses, all that stuff. Alright, I need to power it first, don't I? So, generator. No generator upgrade on Nathan. We'll just use the ship's generator. We'll do remote power to R4. I prefer to use the ship's generator so I don't tie up my drones. And let's look at the interface here. And we're just going to start off with a ship scan. Okay, so we have a defense in the north room. But that's all the info we have. So let's go ahead and turn on the defense. And okay, we killed 20 enemies in R3. So we now know that R3 is cleared. So I'm going to turn off the defenses, and I'm going to use my lure / teleport ship Ian. So let's say teleport 3 to R3. Boom, that puts Ethan in here. He's going to go ahead and drop a lure, and then he's going to teleport right back. Teleport 3 to R1. Boom. Okay, now I'm going to open all the doors around him. D7, D3. And I'm going to assume that all of the other enemies that are in the ship will head straight for that lure. I'm going to give them 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 second, and then I'm going to pop back on the defense, and we have killed another enemy. Fantastic. Let's turn the defense off now. And let's go to town with our gatherer, shall we? We can get around you, Corey. Alright. Open up D8. And gather all. Great. That is fantastic. Just gorging ourselves on sweet, sweet scrap. Yep. And we do have a disabled drone as well, and that is our tow ship, Nathan. So let's get a little info about this guy, shall we? We got Ethan here. Drone Ethan. We can tow him. Let's look what he's got. Looks like he's got a stun. I have no idea how to use the stun. I don't know what it does. I'm assuming it's... Uh-oh, what just happened? Lost video signal for drone 3. What just happened? What just happened? Video signal for drone 3. Okay, that's never happened to me before. Upgrade may cease. Teleport upgrade is breaking down. Great. Let's go ahead and dock. What is this? Dock A2. So my video just turns off. What is happening? Derelict no longer responding to close command. What? What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. Derelict no longer responding to close command. That is a little bit scary. I don't know what that means. What? Interface upgrade is disabled. Oh man, everything's falling apart on this ship. Radiation flooding R4. Close D8 quickly. Close D8. No, get out of there. Get out of there. 1-1. Corey, get out of there. Oh no. No, get out of there. Okay. D8. Oh, we can't close doors anymore. Let's just get the hell out of here then. Look, we've got enough. Let's not get greedy. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Oh man, so we can't close the doors anymore. For whatever reason, I guess that's what the derelict no longer responding to close command means. That's an interesting sequence of events. I'm going to just get out of here. Yeah, I think that is the right move here. Okay. So we collected 9 scrap, so it's definitely not a waste of a mission. Drone Ethan was added to the fleet with his stun upgrade. Corey's drone health dropped. Okay, so that's what happens when the radiation starts to flood in the room. Your drone starts to take damage, and you got to get him out of there fast. That is a great learning experience for me. Personally, I'm glad that it happened that way rather than just overwhelming us. So kudos to the developer on having it scale kind of well. Teaches you about it in an easy mission, and then a harder mission where you're able to avoid serious catastrophe if you act quickly. It looks like we have 2 upgrades damaged, so we are going to have to do a little sorting of ourselves out here. And I might even sell some things for scrap. Like, Ethan is totally disabled. And all he has is that 1 upgrade. And so I have to ask myself, do I want to keep this guy? He's got abysmal max HP compared to my other drones. I can always upgrade him, but converting him to scrap sounds a little bit tempting because I need scrap to be able to upgrade these guys, man. Now I'm wondering, and I also have these things. I have to repair my interface, for example. That's going to cost 10 scrap. 10 scrap, man. I cannot afford to do that. I can't afford to keep this guy Ethan around, I think. So we're going to go ahead and sell him for scrap. Before we do that, though, I want to make sure that his stun gun is safely in my hold, okay? Because I don't want to sell that stun gun. I'm going to probably try to use that and figure out exactly what that does. I wish it would just tell me. There's actually a blah, 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 blah. There's a description down here. Drops a proximity stun. I assume that is like a mine that when the enemy comes near it, they get stunned. So that actually sounds very, very useful. Particularly if you put it in like a doorway and then you maybe open the door and then just in case there's an enemy, you could be protected. So that sounds great. What I am going to do here, I don't know if I want to sell any ship upgrades, but I think I've convinced myself to go ahead and sell Ethan because we just desperately need scrap, man. And we did pretty well on that mission, but we're still too little, too late. So I am going to use that to at least fix the interface. Boom. Okay, I don't think that I'm going to go ahead and fix this teleport yet. That's another 10 scrap. I want to keep my scrap, and I already have a drone that has that ability. I guess you can't see which drones have which. You got to go to D. Okay, so we've got this teleport lure machine on Ian. I don't think Corey necessarily really needs his teleport right now. And as a matter of fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a stun onto my teleporting, luring drone. That way he can teleport places and stun people and lure them. He's going to be the enemy eliminator, the enemy attacker, I guess, even though he doesn't really have a weapon that can destroy anything. I think a stun is just going to, stop it for a few seconds. But still, he's going to be the one who negotiates with the bad guys. Now, this guy is just kind of a utility drone, and this is kind of our main. Actually, can we switch him to 1 just for fun? Like, yeah, we can. Okay, so he's number 1. He's numero uno. Which I don't know if that makes any difference to gameplay, but it certainly helps me remember, okay, number 1 is kind of the guy who goes out and picks up stuff. Number 2 generates. Number 3 teleports and deals with enemies. Number 4 is storage. So I'm starting to get them clear in my mind now, which is valuable in itself, I think. Let's look at our ship configuration for a minute before we decide what else to do. I definitely am keeping remote power. I'm finding that incredibly useful. I don't have to tie up one of my drones in generating, so I'm keeping that. Ship Surveyor does not seem to be giving us any tangible benefit right now. The structural layout doesn't seem totally important to me right now. It might be cool to just try out Transporter and see how we like it. It might be game-changing. We don't even really know. I mean, we're assuming right now it teleports drones, which we just lost one of our teleporters, or at least it's broken down for repairs. Long-range scanner I've experimented with, and it does show you some extra spots in your galaxy, but I don't see why you couldn't just equip it when you're ready to jump, right? Can't you? Can't you just equip it when you're ready to jump and get the same benefit? Why would you carry it around all the time equipped? I don't know if there's a reason to do that, so I'm not going to do that. Now, we're still at 7 propulsion because we haven't moved yet. We had 1 reserved from the last system. And I'm definitely going for Q because in the last video we read this gray goo which says we have to find a Class A or a Class B space station, scanning all the rooms. Okay, so we got to make sure we scan all the rooms on this space station. As far as the other objectives go, I haven't read them all, but why don't we read this one? Only an extremely virulent pathogen with the perfect storm of attributes would suffice as an existential risk. Given this hypothesis, it's important that any drones sent aboard derelicts be thoroughly sterilized. This has been given lower priority given the distributed nature of a space-faring civilization. However, any supporting evidence will propel this to a higher priority theory. I would like a little more info on that. The trading post bulletin you found is exactly what we needed. Looks like there was a pathogen of some sort that was spreading and became a serious risk. We need to find an uncorrupted version of this. It was likely duplicated and sent to all trading posts. We need you to find a whole one, or at least one with enough of the other half that we can discern what to do next. Okay, so the plot is starting to come into focus just a little bit by reading that. It seems like a lot of these derelict ships must be ships where there was some kind of microbe infection and all the people on the ship died. Now, I do want to kind of say that we didn't really give a fair spoiler warning on that, and so I'm sorry about that, but I'm experiencing the game as I go on just in a kind of natural, fluid way. And if you're going to be joining us for future videos, you can just kind of expect spoilers to be thrown in. That's kind of the first kind of hint I've really seen as to what the plot is and why there's all these empty spaceships floating around in space. It would make sense that there is some hugely destructive virus like Stephen King's The Stand that has wiped them all out. So that's interesting. So we're going to go ahead and end this episode here on that note. Next episode we will go to the Space Station A. Actually, let's go ahead and travel there just so we make sure we remember to do that. Okay, so we've traveled there and we're going to end our game on that point. Thank you very much for joining us. This has been Dalsu at Dalsu Plays. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.